Perfect. Today was actually kind of a slow day. I got no tagged on the sells, but I did just catch a bunch of positions on these buys from the bottom of FOMC. So that was kind of nice. Did anybody want to go over anything? Does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to?
Yeah, bro, I have a question.
Sure,
I just
man.
ready for this.
Yeah.
Can I share my screen so that I can easily?
Yeah. Hold on. So I'm going to stop sharing mine, and then you should be able to share yours.
See the screen.
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's good. So in USD, some of few weeks ago here, my last 50-minute structure, the higher high, higher low, higher high, and the broke this low.
Yeah.
So still now we inside these rings mainly our 50-minute structure.
Okay, say that
So
again. Sorry.
So this is our last 50-minute structure. And
Yeah, I think we just printed a new low just now, actually. If you look over, I think there's a candle body close. I think.
yeah, so yeah, just I just know for some days later we see that this week sweep this liquidity but could not close the candle below this. So still now this is our 15-minute structure, yeah,
Correct.
because candle close.
Yeah.
So now today, earlier late tonight,
Yeah. You
if
just got a new low now. Yeah.
yeah, if market some I just draw something. If market below here but close here, so we
That's
can
not,
see market close.
that would not be structure. That would be liquidity grab.
So which point is valid for me right now? Is this here or here? I just
So it'll be the one to your left because you had a large enough of a pullback. That's a validated low. Hold on. Let me just find my annotate tool. So once this low becomes valid, once the 15 pulls back 10 or 15 pips, you don't need to account this as the new low. To me, this is the low right here because the market pulled back enough. It's valid.
so market should close body candle just below here, not necessarily.
Correct. It's got a body closed below that. So it just did that. So you have a new low
Okay,
now.
got it, man, got it. This
Yeah,
is
that's how I look at it. If you just keep now, let's say, hold on. Let's say the market printed this low, but it never pulled back 15 pips. It only, or 10 or 15 pips, it only pulled back like 8 pips. But then it did this, and then it pulled back 15 pips, then this would be the low. But since you pulled back 10, 15 pips here, to me, that's a valid pullback. That's a valid low. And this one is nothing because it failed to body close.
Yeah, exactly. Same things happening maybe in our 4 hour time, 4 hour structure.
Yeah, you bet. And
if here this maybe one that
exactly.
our last structure is here, so we should need body control close from this point, not necessary for this point. Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And right now, I just closed all my positions on this, but there's a good chance this here will get run.
Yeah, I can
The
see
whole
also.
it hasn't liquidated properly, and now that the sell side liquidity's gone, you just tap deep into a zone. I wouldn't be surprised if we wipe this and then come back down. That's kind of my take on it. I don't know. I was sitting there watching FOMC and waiting for a bottom, but I just collected some easy money on the 5-second and the 15-second.
Okay, I can let's stop share.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to go over? Anybody want to share a chart, screen, anything?
Yeah, I have one question maybe.
Yeah, shoot, man.
Yeah, give me a second just to open my trading view.
Yeah.
Because I was selling Euro USD today,
Yeah.
and I got it. But I want you to explain me, bro. Like, I really get fucked up. I trade. Wait, I'm gonna show you right now. Wait, let me just share.
Yeah, you should be allowed to.
Problem with me is like I do not wait for the session to like do his thing. I really trade the really beginning of the London and I fuck up myself.
Say that again, sir. Oh,
Do you see my
that's a
screen?
lot going on there. That's hard on the eyes, man. You like those colors?
Yeah, so this is like 1 hour. You had like we had like a downtrend, right? I had an OB up there and up there, like down there. So I was trading this zone over here. Let me just explain you where did I
Yeah.
took my trade. I took one loss. I mean, this was the picture before I took a trade. I was like watching the whole Asian session and I was expecting it's gonna come back to this OB over here. And I took a trade over here and I blew it up because I didn't allow the market to show his thing. Over here, as you see, like I had sell over here, and I don't understand why this happened to me all the time. Like I had a sell over here, right? And I put my stop loss basically over here, and I got stopped out. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, because look at this. This was like over here, it was like nice break of structure, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I don't understand why it got a spike up. Like I really get
Well,
mad at
here,
that.
hold on.
Like,
There's
for
nothing wrong
example,
with your
look at this right
position.
now, what he doing. Like he just tapped 1 hour, like 4 hour OB, like correctly because he didn't tap like once. This was like a fake out, inducements. Even this one, it was just like a, I mean, I still don't calculate this as a tap because I really wanted, for example, to tap.
Go back to your just
I like
can
it
you
to tap. I like to tap like this, like a body, That's why I don't calculate when it doesn't tap the body. And like, I just wanted to ask you, how did you find like patience not to trade beginning of the session? Because I like trading you like London session. You can find
I
some
would have
nice.
I would have taken that trade that you took. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that trade, but you gotta look at the bigger picture. You stop moving your so can you make it just so it's this chart showing? I want to
Yeah,
draw on your chart.
yeah,
Okay,
let me.
so this is
Sorry, bro. Like my chart, I just basically look at this. I just changed my charts.
All right, make the candles a little bit bigger. Make the candles a little bit bigger. All right. So maybe not that big, a little bit smaller so I can see a little smaller. All right. So right here, you have a demand, you have a reaction point. This took it out. Valid trade. Where did you get in? Did you get tapped in here or did you get tapped in here?
I enter my trade on this OP over here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because
so
it blew both the structures and it did like liquidity swipe, not the liquidity swipe, the change of character. I just learned that like a week ago, and it's really working. And I just got spiked out on this, like a 0.1 there.
That's fine. But what I was going to say to you is this was a valid area to trade from. Depending how big of an area you took, you probably wouldn't get tapped in till here. You would have took a hit on that. That's totally fine. You have to look at just squish it a bit. And what time frame did you have it on before? Was it always 5 minute? Because you sort of have. Okay, squish that a bit. No,
I like 3 minutes a lot. Like 3
so
minutes.
go to the left.
7 minutes.
Go to the
I
left.
like it a lot. Like I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's no problem. So after you got taken out here, you kind of have liquidity sitting here, right?
Yeah.
Came back here. You get another area to enter here. Depending, I would have probably taken this extreme. This would have went off for you. You would have broke even on that. So you would have taken a loss. You would have broke even, and the third one would have went for you. And that's just one of those things. So I was just playing with the FOMC buys, and I just took 2 hits. But then the next four, my next 4 positions around 25 are.
Did you take your trade over here? I didn't took it because it didn't broke like the structure you see on this OB over here. I waited to broke the structure on this side because this was like reaction, and I waited to be broken over here.
See, like for me, this is a lot of noise. I want to see something on like the 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, or the 1 hour. And what I want to see is wicks constantly reaching lower. Like today's New York session,
Yeah, I don't understand. For example, I just saw you trading sessions. I really use sessions a lot. You see why? Because I like to mark them up on 15 minute,
yeah.
like this, like just the wicks. And look at this. Every time it's like to the T, like to the perfection. And I'm waiting right now to hit. Like I'm in a position right now on my private account. I caught the 200K, but you told me not to trade it, so I'm a hold
No,
until
I
the new
don't
year.
know. If you want my advice, hold off on the 200K account until the new
Because you
year.
know, there's like two, like I can scalp it, but you don't recommend me even to scalp it.
If I was you and it was my account, like I'm not telling you what to do, but
No,
I'm
of
not,
course,
I'm
of
not
course.
trading my own big boy account right now. I'm kind of done trading that till the new year. Reason is the volume's dying off. Everything's becoming low probability compared to what it was. That's my take on it. Like if you have good psychology and you're okay with trading and managing, that's totally up to you. Which prop firm did you go with, by the way?
My Forex funds. I really fuck only with my Forex funds.
So you got to be careful with those guys. You have to trail your stop losses. Hey, so for example, if you were 3% in profit and you didn't take any profit and it came back and hit you at break even, the next day you're only allowed to lose 2% because you lost 3% of equity that was possible profits. So with them, you constantly got to trail your stop loss beneath every swing point. Otherwise, they'll wipe your account. You got to be really careful with that firm.
Or I can wipe my account if I'm in profit, and next day, and I'm holding position, and next day, if it goes below, like I can lose account.
Yeah, so you know how you're allowed to lose
Okay.
5% a day? If you were up 3% and it came and broke you even, and you had the chance to secure 3%, the next day you're only allowed to lose 2%. The next day after that, if you didn't take a trade, you're back to 5%. They take that lost equity as lost profit and calculate it into your next day. I've coached quite a few guys that have burned their accounts this way, not knowing about this. So the best thing to do with my Forex funds is if you enter a trade, stop loss here, stop loss here, stop loss here.
Do you trade GJ? I just have a question about GJ because it's so volatile, and I like that's the only pair I like volatile. Like
I
it
used to
more
trade
than gold.
GJ. I love GJ.
Like, gold is crazy.
Long
Look
wicks,
at-
very long wicks.
Yeah, look what, for example, gold is doing. Like I start trading gold again, but when I see shit like this, I really get sad, bro.
How many
Like,
pairs do you trade?
I trade everything you see here, but I don't enter them like all at one day. I just
Are you profitable right now?
yeah, but like
You are
yeah, but
profitable. You're consistently making money.
Yeah, but I lost all of my accounts because I got greedy. I lost 100K. I lost 2 times. Like I was funded. I made money. I made like 20,000, and I was like too cocky. I wanted to make 100, and I lost it in like 2 hours. I don't know, bro. My brain works different. Like when I make money, adrenaline like go crazy. That's why I was bothering you about psychology, and you told me to read the book from Napoleon Hill, and I just started reading it. Before that, I was like, bro, I'm crazy. For example, I take one position on GJ, then I take another position on Euro USD, then I do it on Euro GBP. But right now, I'm not doing that. Like I'm taking only one pair a day, and I just pick out which one. Like for example, I'm marking with the colors, like which one is good for trading and things like that.
What? Why do you trade so many pairs? Yeah, like so I was trading gold and GU and euro. This week I cut down to just euro. Like I'm up like 55R in 3 days. You can't do that on you'll never make that in 3 days looking at 3 or 4 pairs. Like I just did 20, I did 25R right before this call off the FOMC news on the 15-second and the 5-second.
How much that is in percents?
So right now I'm on a small account, 55R. I'm throwing 1.5% on. So I've almost doubled my account in 3 days.
Yeah. What account size do you have?
But I've only been on
trade
euro.
only Euro USD?
Yeah, right now, this week, I've only been trading Euro USD. Last week, I was trading GU. And the week before, I was trading GU gold and Euro USD. And I found the less pairs I trade, the more R's I make. Like gold, I found I'm really good at it, but it's very hard to get more than 5 or 6 R on it because the stops are so large.
Bro,
Like,
I had this sell on my private account and I closed it over here when like and I went out. Yeah, gold is crazy. Like I don't know what's happening. But you can make a lot of money, but in the same time you can like really fuck up some things. Like I don't know.
if you want
You
to
recommend
improve your
me
psychology, I would
you
trade
recommend
one
me
pair.
you just recommend me to trade one pair and that's it?
That's it, man. Like, if you want my advice, EU or GU, you'll make way more. Like, I've done the whole gold thing. I've played with US 30 and like, yeah, they move quick. There's big numbers, but you'll never get a pip and a half stop. Like, I just took €4 positions with less than about 2 pip stop on all of them. It hit 25R in like 3 minutes and I closed them. Like, you'll never do that with another pair.
You trade sessions still or not?
I usually trade. So I trade from
I
1300 to
mean, high
1600
and low
London.
of the sessions, you know, I mean about that.
Oh, I used to. The thing with
Because look
session
how
trading
perfect,
is you
like
need
how
larger
perfect they play.
stops. Hey,
Look how perfect they play. For example, let me open up one window. For example, I had this like New York high, market
yeah,
up like the wicks. He just got tapped. For example, before this call I used to trade, I used to have my OB over here. I used to have my OB over here, and I got stopped out. Then I realized the best, like when I became profitable when I start trading the high and lows of the week. That's why I have those lines over here, you know, like the some
yeah.
days.
That's how I traded before smart money. So I used to trade session lows and highs. And I'd look to see if the New York highs and London highs and lows would be
Look at this
respected.
100 pip like in like 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions, you know, 5 sessions almost.
Yeah, but pip values don't matter. Risk reward matters. So, like when I was trading sessions, I was taking anywhere from 5 to 20 pips for stops. Now I'm taking anywhere from a pip to 3 pip stops, so I can make more money in less time. But like right now, I'm looking at into the swing trading side of things. So looking into basically closing half my position and letting the other half run to either target or break me even. Because I got a
Look at
buddy
this
that trades
again.
like
Like
that.
it's crazy. I don't like I used to trade like this, and when I found out about smart money concept, I fucked up my whole trading. I used to trade like this. I used to just place position, and then for example, you get the high of the week, and whenever it get attacked, I hold it until the end. And like for example, 7 times out of 10, I was getting my TP hit, like every time.
Yeah,
You think
yeah.
that's a good to mix it up with your strategy with the flip and chop and smart money
I
concept?
tried all this. So this is how I was trading gold. I was trading session highs and lows on gold. And what I found was it's unnecessary. You're mixing two different strategies. You can literally look at it and be like supplies and control or demands and control, and that's the direction I'm going, and not make it any more complicated than that. Like me myself before smart money, that's all I traded was the 3 session highs and lows. And like I said, I tried to combine all of them. It works, but it's confusing. And I started taking more hits than I needed to. I used to
Oh,
look at the DXY. I used to look at Euro GBP to see if I should trade Euro or GU that day. And when I started getting really profitable is when I stopped looking at so many charts. I stopped caring about the DXY. I don't even care what the news says anymore. I used to be like, oh, the news says the US dollar is stronger, so euro's going to drop. And then half the time I realized that stuff doesn't even matter. The only thing you got to realize is you don't want to have any risk on the table when that announcement gets announced, you know?
yeah.
And the
Let me
less
ask
you
you one
look
more
at, the more
question.
profitable you're going to be.
Listen, let me ask you one more question. Do you
No,
know
man, that's
anything
not allowed.
about
No, I'm just kidding. Go
you got me for a sec. You know about average daily range? Because look
Yeah.
at this, for example.
Yeah, Euro
Like
60.
this,
Euros. So
this was like
Euros.
this was like 70% of the day. And I
Yeah,
didn't do
but
this trade,
average
bro.
daily range is calculated over the average of the month. So there's 21 or 22 trading days in a month. Euros average is 68 pips a day, meaning that if it moved 100 pips today, it might only move 30 pips the next day to make the average up, but over the course of the month, Euro's average is 68 pips a day.
That's
that
how you do, because I calculated on a daily, for example.
No, it's not on the daily. It goes off the month, but it's the daily average. So a good rule of thumb is if Euro's gone 68 pips in a day, it's probably smart to not take any more positions in it. But it is over a monthly course, because you'll see some days Euro hardly moves and other days it'll move 100 pips. And that just comes from a monthly daily average, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. I understand it right now. Yeah.
Here, you should read Buddy's comment there, how he says to you, if you just look after one girlfriend. It's kind of the same with Euro USD or whatever pair you pick. Does anybody else have anything they want to go over? Quiet, Buddy.
Just sorry. Just
No, go ahead.
with that taking just kind of putting limits on, you know, weekly highs or weekly lows or whatever, it can work if it stays in that range. But if that week is trending, like if you hit like a 4-hour POI or something and it, you know, it's looking to just trend that week, then you're kind of screwed, because, you know, you'll be, you know, if it's trending up and you're just putting it at like old weekly highs, then, you know, if it's just trending and taking out those highs, then it's like, you know what I mean? Like if it ranges that week, it can work, but I mean, you should, you know, just have your from your main push, your high and your low, and then kind of work off of there instead of just putting limits on old highs or old lows.
Okay, just repeat that. Sorry, you kind of lost me there.
So how he was saying, you know, if you just put limits on like the old weekly high or like the weekly low or something,
Yeah.
it can, you know, it can benefit you if it stays in that range for the week.
Oh, for sure.
But
like what
if
it breaks
trending,
it though?
if it's trending, you know, if it hits like you know, a 4-hour POI or something, and it trends and it wants to, you know, just take those out, that's when, you know, it can kind of get dicey.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like so back to when I was trading session lows and highs. So the key areas for me was the New York highs, London highs, Tokyo highs, and then all the session lows. The next key area was the peaks and valleys of every weekly printed. And those were basically the candle tip wicks. And I honestly, if it respected the weekly, I would trade the other way. If it went through the weekly, I would trade that direction. Like the weekly levels definitely work. What I found is, again, it's just like you're bringing too much into one system. Like gold is super easy to trade if you trade session highs and lows. However, if you trade session highs and lows, you can have a high hit rate, but you get really low R's, because session lows and highs, you got to take bigger stops. It's a completely different trading system. And like it's good to be aware of them. The daily range, not so much. The weekly range, yeah. I more or less look at the weekly supply and demand. Like, for example, Euro's been in this weekly demand for a while. I think GU has been too. And if you look at, I always look at what the demand did. If it took out structure and it made new structure, you know they're not running that in one push. They need to build a lot of liquidity to run that if they want to go through it. So you know you're going to get a good reaction. So like even though we printed a new 15-minute low right now, and we are confirmed bearish on the 15M, I also know I'm going to get a good pullback because all the sell side liquidity is gone. And when the sell side's gone, what's the market going to target? Buy side. So now it's going around collecting buy side. And when it goes, it's picture the market as a range. It just sits in a range if they've acquired enough orders to go wherever they're going. Just looking at the weekly demand, you knew they were going to take a week or 2 or 3 to acquire enough position sizes to blow through that, because those are BFI protected, right? And it kind of works the same way as it does with us. the little hedge funds lose to the big hedge funds. When JP Morgan decides they're coming through that weekly order block, you're not stopping them, but they can't collect those orders quick enough. So we're going to sit in a range for a week or two. And in the meantime, they're going to screw everybody that's little guys.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. Buddy's question there, as far as the NFT goes, we'll be talking about the crypto stuff more in the new year. Steo is going to be bringing in a bunch of crypto knowledge for anybody that does want to invest. And the way we're going to roll with that is we're going to give you guys the knowledge. We're not going to sit there and tell you what to buy. We're not going to ask you for crypto. We're not going to ask you for money. We're just going to put the knowledge out there. And what you guys choose to do with the knowledge is completely up to you. And that's obviously for liability reasons. Rob's not going to be like, go buy that NFT. And you're like, hey, Rob, I just lost $1,000 because you told me to buy this monkey with a backwards hat. And like I said, that's just for those that choose to do something. And the reason we brought in the crypto was Forex. I only trade for 3-4 hours a day. And then the rest of the time, you know, the Discord and stuff takes up my time, but I want to be able to make money anytime. So that's where the crypto trading and the NFTs and stuff is coming in. Because ultimately everybody's trying to make money online. So we're not going to be pushing it like anybody has to trade crypto. We're putting the knowledge out there for those that do want to trade crypto. And it's probably more for the people that are from countries where they got no choice but to trade crypto because of how corrupt everything is. So that's our vision with crypto, but I'm not going to get into too much about NFTs. Like I said, Steo's kind of the expert in that. And that stuff is coming in the new year for anybody that chooses to get involved. And again, we'll be liability off. We'll give you guys the knowledge, but I'll never be like, you have to buy this, because that's just not how I am. I think everybody should have their own choices in what they invest in. Same with people. When people ask me what pair they should trade, I recommend Euro USD because it's the easiest. It builds confidence, but it doesn't mean you need to listen to me, right? But yeah, we'll just leave the NFT thing alone. Does anybody have any other questions?
I know you like kind of touched on it, but just swing trading Forex, are you kind of doing that more as like a hedge for your intraday positions, or
Yeah,
what's the logic on that?
So the way I'm going to be looking at it is I'm probably going to take, from the extremes, I'll probably be looking at taking swing positions, and I'm still going to be taking my intraday positions on the seconds and the 1 minute. My logic on the swing positions is if I take 2, 3, 4 hits on my intraday positions, but my swing positions running, I can wake up to an 8R and cover all my losses. And the real logic behind it is when you get into swing trading, you're going in the direction of the BFIs. So if we're going in the monthly and the weekly direction, you have to understand that those trends are, I don't know, hundreds of billions, maybe even trillions of dollars on Euro USD to change. So those trends don't change often. Like I think right now it's $1 to $2 trillion a day that goes through Euro USD alone. So if you wanted to change a monthly or a weekly trend on Euro, it's not cheap and they don't do it often. So my thoughts with that is literally part one is to cover losses and build psychology. Part two is I'm getting people messaging me, telling me they have a full-time job. They love the concept, but they want to be able to trade it without being at the chart every minute. So they want the knowledge. And what we're going to show is literally the same system that's in the course. And we're just going to show you how to do the analysis on the monthly, weekly, daily, and the 4 hour. And then you'll likely be looking at 15 to 30 minute entries. And it's going to help a lot of people build their psychology because you can get your hit rate up a lot with swing trading. The downside is obviously the patience, but I had a girl reach out to me, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks back, and she was new to smart money, but she's seen somebody on the 15-second chart and she thought she was going to make all this money. And I think she had taken 14 or 17 losses in one session. And I'm just like, it pretty much ruined her psychology. And I'm kind of hoping to do the opposite of that with swing trading, even like showing people 15-minute and 5-minute entries. yeah, your R's go down, but if your hit rate goes up, then that gives people some confidence, and the confidence is what builds your psychology, right? So, like myself, if I take a bunch of hits for 2, 3 days in a row and I'm just break even and losing, you don't feel good again until you win. But what if you had a couple of bad days trading, day trading and whatever, you broke even 3 times and you took 4 losses, but then all of a sudden you had 2 swing positions land? Like, it's going to be a good feeling. You could trade more pairs. Yeah, you could definitely look at more pairs. If you're swing trading, you could probably look at, I don't know, 2 or 3. I'm gonna keep pushing everybody to master one and get profitable on one before they go to 2. I've tried multiple pairs. Yeah, it's profitable, but you miss stuff. I was missing so many euro trades while you guys were in them because I was sitting on the GU chart, or then I'm in the euro chart, then I'm missing GU, and it's easy enough to look at when you're looking at higher time frame entries. As soon as you're looking at 1 minute, 30 second, 15 second, you shouldn't be looking at too many charts. Like right now, like I said, this week I think I'm 55R in 3 days. That's my best week in, God, I don't know, the last 6 or 7 weeks, and it's only 3 days into it. And the only difference was I went lower time frame on one pair. So it definitely makes a big difference.
Can you go over some trades?
Today's, yeah, I can show you what I did today. And let's see, what strong high and low.
What was your wow moment with Forex when you start trading one pair or what? Like, did you used to be over trader? Because I have problems with that, so I'm asking you. Did you used to over trade?
Oh yeah, I did the whole over trading thing. For me to build my psychology, so for a while, everything was 2 pip stops and 10 pip runs on euro, and I was only doing 5-hour trades, and I would not take more than 3 in a day. And I did that for probably, I don't know, 3 months till I got my psychology good, and then I started going for bigger targets, and then I started being able to take more trades. But every time my psychology gets ruined, I go back to 2 or 3 trades a day and smaller percentage position sizes, because psychology is a math problem. You're over leveraging, you're losing too much money, you're losing too many trades. If you reduce that, you can reduce the hit your psychology takes. So let's see. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to look really ugly because these are 5 and 15 second entries. But so I threw the original risk came on this. I threw a screenshot on Instagram. I'll throw it in the group. But my original one came from here. And what it is it's the flip zone. This is where we liquidated. This is where the divergence set in. This to me was the zone that did it. So the original position I entered right here. Here we broke another high. So I took a second position. It came back down here and tapped me in. Once this high got broken, I tapped into another position. I accidentally pressed buy twice. I only meant to take 3 positions, but I ended up taking 4. Definitely wasn't trying to take 4, but I ended up in 4. And then I only went for this high. The reason I didn't shoot for the stars is we printed a new 15 low. I took the majority of my profits here. The rest ran the high. It totaled like 25R, and God, I don't know what was that. Not, it's 1 minute. Whoops. But yeah, I did this the last FOMC day too. I just waited till a half hour after FOMC and it settled down. But you can see we liquidated here. And while we're on the topic, the weak highs and lows, this is a weak high. It wasn't able to take this low. That's why I set my target there. With us printing a new 15 low, I didn't think it was going to do this in one push. I wish I left a rudder on, but whatever. And this is
what do you draw chalk, like change your character like that on 1 minute? Like, for example, I don't understand a thing that you did over here.
Oh, what? It doesn't. Chalk's the same on every time frame. Like, so this to me is a. Yeah, this is a 5-second chalk. This would be your 1 minute chalk. This is the zone that did it. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at 5 second, 1 minute, 5-minute, it does the same thing. You're obviously going to take more hits the lower time frame you go, but the concept is the same. The reason I go down to the seconds is I can really reduce my stop loss sizes, and I can really dial in where exactly the transaction happened. So the transaction came from somewhere here to here. I don't need to cover all of this. There's a chance it'll go down there, but more than likely it'll be something in here. But anytime you look at a chalk, it is the same thing all over. And it is, you took the lows, you took the highs. If you want to be safe, you could wait for this high to go. I'm kind of mentally retarded that way, and I look for entries in here. You have another chalk here. You have another sweep of the lows here. And it happens over and over. The thing I will say on that, like I took 2 hits before these 4 positions went. I find if your psychology is not that good on the 1 minute or even like, the 2, 3, 4, 5 minute, stay off the seconds. It's not going to do you any favors. Like myself, if I stare at this chart, I know that after 2, 3 minutes, I need to get off this chart because I'm hypnotized and I'm not. You kind of lose rationale, right? So it's always good to get off the seconds time frame. Get in your entries, get off the time frame. Yeah, I could have been over like 100R. Well, but the market's not about catching every last pip. It's about extracting money consistently. So to me, consistent extraction is taking profit at any high or low. But yeah, to answer the question, this is a weak high just because it didn't run this. It's the same on every time frame. Right now, I still think we're coming down. What I do, my target is right now is I want to wipe all of this liquidity. It's been kind of partially wiped. So target 1 is these equal highs. Target 2 is all this liquidity. If you look at the way that printed, this is all mitigated. I need here we go. Let's try pen. So this is all mitigated. Every supply here has been mitigated. If price comes up here, after it sweeps these lows, it'll likely retrace, and then it should have no problems pushing through all of that. And ultimately, you have a little bit of liquidity left here, and you have the untapped OB here. Myself, I'm kind of hoping it just does something like this and drops, but that's obviously predicting and wishful thinking. But this is where all the liquidity's lying. So if all the sell side's wiped, they just took a bunch of buy side. In my opinion, they're coming to get all this, but it doesn't have to be today. So it's just like every day is just trade what you see, right? I can draw and scribble liquidity everywhere, but to me, these are the prime targets. Your equals right here and this trend line liquidity. That's easy pickings for the BFIs.
So you're not thinking it's gonna do a retracement right now because it's looking like on 5 seconds.
It could.
It's
It could
30-minute OB.
Yeah. Like right now, after the push it just did, I wouldn't touch this. Unless you took a buy here, I wouldn't touch this. You're right dead middle of the range right now. And the time of day that it is, I wouldn't touch this. The only time I touch FOMC is when I think I found a bottom or a top. That being said, we did just confirm a bearish trend, right? So on the 15, and we'll see how that plays out. But right now, my target's buy side liquidity. You had 3 targets. Target 1 been wiped. Target 2 is the equal highs. Target 3 is the trend line liquidity, and then you have the unmitigated order block and a couple of equals here that haven't been mitigated. That's what I'm looking at. My biggest thing is right now, daily is still bearish. I don't know if daily is going to change trend, but we could see it come up to the extreme and then come back down. As of right now, I'm still obviously bearish biased, but we'll just see what it does. Like I said, I hate predicting. Like I know people private message me like, "Hey man, can you tell me what the market's going to do during London?" No, I can't. I have no idea. I can tell you the POIs I'll pull and I'll go up or down depending what I see. Because as a day trader, you react. The worst thing you can do is predict. There are some things you can do, like what I just showed you guys. Where's the liquidity? Okay, cool. What just happened? We wiped all the sell side. What happens when you wipe sell side? You go get the buy side. The same thing's vice versa. If we went up and wiped all the buy side, what's the market likely going to do? It's probably going to go down, wipe the sell side, and continue on up. So this same scenario though, it'll play out over and over. Like I didn't get tagged on euro today. I was trying to sell from these the extreme wicks here. But if you just look at the market on a higher time frame, and usually anywhere from 10 minute to 1 minute, you can see this. But where's my pen? Hold on. Look at the way this laid out. You have a wick and you have the next wick. Do you notice how the wicks are not going higher? But then if you look down here, the wicks are reaching lower. The market was telling us it's reaching for lower prices. I was a little stubborn. I wasn't willing to get involved in the sells because it didn't grab my extremes, but that's just because of how poorly priced this trade was. I don't really like selling from down here. But usually if you look on some time frame, the wicks will show you what the market wants to do. And it's always the same thing. It's either failing to make highs or it's reaching lower. And I think there's I don't remember what day. But the easiest way to think about it is either demand's holding or supply's holding, and go through enough time frames so you can see the wicks going higher or lower. And if you cycle through enough time frames, you're going to be able to be like, okay, it's clearly unable to break this supply. So I believe this supply pulled, and somebody had asked me why I had this supply pulled. The real supply is actually from back here. I just didn't want to stare at all the pink. I could see this supply was holding, and every time we're failing to make highs, but we keep reaching lower. So there was a good chance it was going lower. But myself, like I said, with how poorly priced this was, I only wanted sells from the extremes, which is the tops of these wicks, basically. Obviously didn't get tapped into those, but euro was sells all day long. And both times it went off the second flip. So I had an order up here. That's where the initial chalk happened. It went off the second flip. I was stubborn and didn't enter that. Same thing here. I threw another order on this extreme. Of course, I deleted this after, and then I seen it re-chalk, and I was like, oh, I'm going to throw it back on. Had I not, I would have probably been tapped in this. But then I threw an order on that. I was even willing to take an order from these sell to buy wicks, but I just would not buy from down here because it's just poorly priced. But if you want my honest opinion, euro was just a poor trading day today. Post FOMC, the last two sessions have been really amazing. It liquidated and went up both times. The two times before that, FOMC was not that friendly. And I just happened to be home today too. That's the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision.
And what's like?
So I didn't even look what it did. Like I said, news are irrelevant to me. I don't.
Yeah, because it's already happened. When the news come out, it already happened. It's logical. Only like whoever trade news, I think he's mentally retarded because, like, basically, when the news get out, that means that it already happened. It's not like, yo, something's gonna happen in a week. It's already, oh, something happened day and day. You understand me? Like it is like that.
Yeah, no, like I'm the same way. I don't want to have any risk in a news trade. I would rather wait till the news is done and then find a trade. And if that means no trade that day, that's fine. You're going to have really good days where, you know, like my last 3 days have been amazing. And then you're going to have really bad weeks where you're just like, oh, I broke even and lost almost everything. And finally on Friday, I made money. And it's never, you can't look at trading as a daily thing because it'll ruin you. Like you might lose 2-3 days, break even a day or two, and then finally win a day or two. But our R's are so big that if you win a day or two, you've likely covered the next 15 or 20 losses. And chances are you're not going to take 15 or 20 losses in a row. So this formula compounds with the R's. That's why I teach not to trade anything below 5R. Like I know some guys, some of the charts people posted, they're getting into 3 and 4R trades, and like that's fine if that's your trading plan. I don't personally take those. To me, they're just not worth the risk exposure. I would sooner put my order in on just the bottom half of the candle to have a pip and a half stop rather than cover the whole candle and give it a 3-pip stop, because that cuts my R's down. I would sooner miss my order. But that's how my brain works. I know that if I have a bad week, but my R's are high, it'll cover that. I like the phrase, show me the chart and I'll tell you the news. It's always priced in. Exactly. This move was already like thought of. They already knew what's happening. It's just they can use the news as an excuse to do it, right? Whether it goes there or not, it's irrelevant. It's just the news drives it there faster than it would get there on its own. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, like anybody that wants my opinion, don't trade the news. Wait for it to settle down, then get in after. If you don't get a trade that day, that's not a bad thing. You likely missed the loss. It's very true. I haven't had luck trading news. I used to do it lots. I have had luck waiting for news to settle down and finding a trade after. Some weeks you're 30% hit rate, some weeks you're 40% hit rate. This week I'm at like 60% hit rate. If I decide to be retarded and trade next week, I might only have a 20% hit rate, but my overall average stays in that 35 to 40%. And with the high R's, that's a profitable formula. And you have to figure out what your profitable formula looks like. And that's what I'm kind of hoping the swing trading and the larger time frame stuff really alleviates some problems for some people, because not everyone's got the opportunity to be at the charts all day like I do, but I know a lot of people are still at their 9 to 5, so swing trading is their ticket out, right? And like I said, you can get a way higher hit rate when you start looking at monthly, weekly, daily candles. The retarded shit I showed you guys on the 5-second and the 15-second, it's really easy to take 2-3 hits in a couple of minutes and be done for the day. Your psychology's done. And some days I'm really good. Other days I take 2-3 hits and I'm just like, I just shut my computer off. I don't want to look at a chart. You get really mad. But if you have the ability to walk away when you're upset and you're not in control, that's a good habit to have. Yeah, you'll miss trades, but you'll probably miss more losses than wins. And that's the way I always think about it. I think I just rambled off about nothing here. Does anybody else have any questions?
How do you withdraw money like $20,000-$30,000? I mean, like maybe in America there's like small amount of money. For example, in some countries, like third part countries, like it's a big amount of money. People make that in like 10 years. So what do? You withdraw it to your account or what?
Yeah.
You do crypto?
Yeah. So the way mine works is you just give them your account number and it shows up in 2-3 days. Depending who your broker is, some of them do it in crypto. I'm actually was actually kind of wanting an account that pays you could withdraw in crypto for shady reasons of having some off book money, but for the most part you want to just be legit and pay taxes, right? I get some interesting requests on how to dodge taxes. I'm like, well, for one, I'm not going to tell you if I knew. It's just not a topic that you want to share. And at the end of the day, you want to be pretty legit. Sooner or later, the government comes after you. Anybody else have any questions? No. Does anybody want to share a chart, go over anything? I'm here for another 10 minutes. We can go over.
Hey, Ralph. Yes, I want to share something, man.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
Yep.
Cool,
Yep.
man. Let me stop my share.
Share screen. Okay, so um, this is my chart for this week.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
But I'm in a little group with like 5 or 6 people who everybody is connecting with your course or with Phantom,
Yeah.
and they do such a good job. But somewhere, and I don't know where, but somewhere I'm always messing it up. I'm looking for structure on the daily. So if we check on the daily, I map my daily out. Then I go to my 4-hour. I'm mapping my 4 hours out.
Yeah, so daily's bearish, 4 hours unconfirmed bearish because you only got one low and you had 2 highs. So you had a confirmed
Yeah.
bearish trend, right? And
Yeah.
15 is now confirmed bearish because we just put in a low.
Yeah. So then I go to the 15 minutes. And this is my drawing from today. So I had an equal high.
Yeah.
I had some equal lows here, some liquidity. So when I draw it, it was like, I guess it was like here when I made this drawing. But I still don't know. I'm still messing things up, and I don't know why. I'm waiting for my 15 minutes POIs, and hopefully it's in the 4 hours. So I have patience. I'm not over trading. If I don't see anything a day, it's bad luck. I don't trade. I think my psychology is good.
Yeah.
Because I'm not rushing. I'm not over trading. I'm.
What session do you trade?
London session.
Oh wow, London's usually pretty good, man.
Yeah.
So what's your process when your POI gets hit? Like, what does it take for you to get into a trade?
Let me check. So if you go to the 1 minute. Let's grab this one.
Yeah, like most days, London's pretty good on Euro USD.
Yeah, correct. So it's like if it hits like this, I'm always waiting for first time for a chuck. So it hits here.
Yeah.
So I can.
So that's your 4 hour that it hit there.
No, yeah, a 4 hour, and the darkest color is my 15 minutes.
Yeah, so right there, I would be looking for a 15 chalk. This is likely your 15-minute supply. You obviously go over it. This is your 15 demand that caused it. Here in this case, that's your V-shaped reaction. You would want an entry somewhere in here, but in this case, you just have to. So Euro's not one to come back to the extreme. Like if this was GU, it would likely do this. With Euro, you pretty much have to follow the flips, and if you take a hit, then go back to your original. So myself, I'd put an order in on this. Your next chalk happens here. It does the next thing, you got a reaction point here. This range takes it out. So you pretty much got to go order and hope you get tapped on one. And ideally, if you follow 2 or 3 flips, one of them should grab you. Like I said, Euro's not one to come back. Like if it's gone a little ways, you got to follow the flips. With that being said, too, if you're up here and you're not in the trade, probably not the best idea to keep chasing it.
No, I'm never chasing a trade, but because if I miss it, I miss it. It's that simple.
But this in here, like that's this was a nice clean chalk. Depending on your broker and spread, you should have definitely been able to get tagged in that. That's actually that's UTC. That's not even proper trading time. So this is actually Tokyo we're looking at. So show me a London trade and show me what you did.
Yeah, I haven't had that many trades because I had to work.
Well, you might
just-
really enjoy the swing side of things then.
Yeah, but most of the time when I'm, because now I'm a whole week off, so
Yeah.
I have a little small vacation, but I had much plans to do, much things to do, so I haven't got the time to trade. But most of the times, if I that's what the
So
thing I
this is the
wanted-
area we covered early with the other guy I was talking to where you were up top. And like I said, that one you had to take one loss, one break even, your third trade went.
Yeah, yeah, but I just want to go over
Yeah,
the
yeah.
entries that I take.
Yeah, totally cool, man.
Which one should I take? Mm,
So that looks like some sort of a chalk down there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a good entry at 15 minutes. So remember. Come on.
Honestly, man, if I could trade London, I probably wouldn't even look at New York. Like London, most of the time seems to be a lot friendlier, at least on Euro for sure. That was actually the only
Why
reason
don't
I
you
ever
wake
started.
up at the London? Well,
Hey?
What's stopping you?
The time zone. So I wake up at
What?
4 in the morning to trade New York. London for me is like 11 till 2 in the morning, and I don't really want to be on night shift. I traded London for a while, and I just like ruined my life, and I was always tired.
London is at 2 a.m. I sleep from 8 to 1:30. Like when melatonin is like mostly producing my body, finally I can sleep in a normal time. Like from 8 when the night comes down to
Yeah.
2. And I feel it really like I feel like normal. That's why I don't understand you if you like what's 11 at the night. How old are you?
I'm 34. I'm a morning person, no man. I need to be in bed
Yeah,
early.
I
I need to
understand
be
you
up
because
early.
you already have character and everything that's already
Yeah,
inside
I've never been a night
I'm-
owl. Like if I'm up
Because I'm
at 9
21, you
o'clock
know,
or 10
like, I'm
o'clock,
young.
it's not my cup of tea. My younger years for sure. Now I'm just like, no, I like my sleep. But one of these days when I go live in Europe for a while, I'll probably trade London.
Where are you going? Where are you going to? Where do you want to live then in Europe?
I don't know. Go check out Greece, go check out Spain, eventually maybe go live in Thailand. Right now, with the way the
Nice.
world is, I don't even want to leave my country.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just talk about this range then.
Yeah.
The thing is, if it hits, I set my alerts when it's going to the direction I think it's going to. So my alerts goes off.
What time frame do you wait for a trade though? Like, what do you look for? Are you just sitting on the 1 minute waiting to get into a trade?
No. Most of the time, just 15 minutes.
That's all right then.
So if I see the direction going down, and I see a 50-minute boss, I just take my alerts like around here.
Right.
Because it most of the time 80% is gonna hit, and then it's going to bounce off.
Yeah.
But if
Even
you go
here,
to
even for Tokyo,
no, I know what I don't want to discuss about the time because I know the time being, but I just want to discuss the entry points of its if I'm doing it good or not. Because
yeah, well, show me a
this-
trade you took, or show me
yeah, I
something
don't.
you're not
I don't
understanding.
I don't have some examples right now because I don't have any trades open or on my.
Well, go to 15 minute and show me the last couple London sessions.
Yeah, I deleted everything today
No,
because
that's fine. I don't need your stuff drawn on.
But
Just-
just for the entries,
Yeah.
like my trading plan is mitigation, inducements, just to check everything.
yeah.
Sweeps of the inducements, chucks, the band fails.
Do you take risk
um,
entries or are you more of a confirmation guy?
I think I have done some risk entries, yes.
Yeah, so for risks for me only go on the extreme, which would have tapped you in here. Myself, I prefer to see that chalk and flip. Whether you get in here or you get in the next one, that would be the entry I would look for myself.
But your drawing is so much easier than my thinking, you understand?
Yeah,
Because my thinking is this.
you should sit and draw out a
Or-
bunch of case studies. And like you need, so I think what you're struggling with is your eyes aren't trained to see the entries. Like most of the time, I can look at a chart, and even if my order blocks aren't drawing on, I know where's a good level to trade from and where's not. That's 100% a chalk too, for sure. But before this chalk happens, you want to see something on the 15-minute, right? Which is obviously this is your 15-minute supply, so you do get a 15 chalk. Comes back to the extreme, like the trade's obviously there. Like I said, for myself, I probably wouldn't be in this one. I would have probably been from this wick here, but that's just the way I trade. For yourself, go to the 15-minute for a sec in that same area. So make that a little larger. If you just look, so you have a high here. This is your 15 chalk, right? Obviously, this candle here caused it. Preferably, you want an entry in this wick. If you don't get it, I would just follow it up. You do get your gray candle engulfs the orange candle. So your wick's bigger than your body. Confluence 1, you swept liquidity, trade away from the sweep. Confluence 2, your gray candle is larger than the orange candle. So I would have no problems with looking for an entry following this up. You get another flip zone here. This is the flip zone. This is the candle that caused it. So there's another entry opportunity in here. And ultimately, your flip zones will keep producing entries. But if you're entering on the 1-minute flips, like I said, once you get like so high in the leg, don't keep chasing it.
No. If I see an opportunity just in the zone where it hits, that's it. If it's going away or going away fast, I don't chase it.
Yeah, and like I said, like the next flip, so this right here, this is your demand that took out the next flip zone, so that becomes the next valid area to look for a trade. I don't know if you're at the charts or not. For London here, London today, like I said, you had to take one loss, one break even, and your third trade went, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. But that is what I look for. Find a 15-minute right here that gets disrespected, find what caused the disrespect, and then just zoom out, make sure the higher time frame supports it. Here, the wick's bigger than the candle body. That's a liquidation. Trade away from the sweep. Second confluence, you got a bullish engulfing candle. I would have no problems following this leg up. Like I said, though, once you're past here, I probably don't want to be involved in that trade.
No.
Because this trade will likely get stalled out somewhere, whether you got stalled out here in this case, they created inducement, and that's your real move. But anytime you want to be trading from these extremes, anytime you're trading in this middle of the range, you're becoming liquidity and inducement for the actual move. So when you see a bunch of garbage like this that's not really moving anywhere, look for sells from here, look for buys from here, and just avoid this whole middle range altogether. Because either way, either direction you're going, your inducement here, your inducement here, you're being induced. Somebody's going to use you for liquidity. Euro's been tough the last 2 weeks. I'm not going to lie. London's been a little better than New York, but there's not a lot of structure to work with the last 2 weeks. So I can understand why you're not, why you're struggling a little bit.
And the same thing is the premium. Oh wait, entry level of premium discount.
Yeah.
So you're using this, right?
Yeah, so myself, I do 4-hour impulse and 1-hour impulse. And if I'm stuck in a range like we were in today, then I don't even so much that would be proper what you have pulled. If I'm stuck in a range, I just know I want nothing below this if I'm trying to sell. Like I don't even pull the fib. I just know that I'm not getting involved anywhere below any of the extremes because we're not able to break this supply. And same on the flip side, if you're trapped on the bottom and you're not breaking this demand, you automatically know that you're only taking buys from this area if you're buying. You don't want anything to do. And that's anytime you're in a range, just stay to the edges. It'll keep you out of a lot of bad trades. Today was not very nice to trade. Now the trades were there, yes, but they weren't clean. And like myself, I prefer the 1 hour fib and the 4 hour fib. And this whole area is in discount. That's why I only had my orders on the extremes that I didn't even chase today. Were the trades there? Yes. Were they worth taking? Yeah, maybe so. Am I upset about it? Definitely not. But that's pretty much what you do with a range. But find that 15 chalk and then find what caused the disrespect in the break, and then try to find something on the 1 minute. And if your initial entry doesn't work out, the second or third flip's usually valid. Once you start getting to the fourth, fifth, sixth flip, I would want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I have to practice more on the flips because I'm just too eager to go to the, if I see an touch on the 15 minutes, I directly jump into the 1 minute, and I think that's my problem.
Yeah, it's so like my screen's wide enough I can run two charts at once, and like
I have a big screen also, but I didn't quite understand how to work with it.
Okay,
So you
like
gotta practice, bro. You gotta
yeah,
practice. You can't expect to work 9 to 5 and to trade like 2 times a week and to be like, oh, something not going on. Bro, I've been on the chart 24 hours for the past year and I'm still learning. I know that's not something that's supposed to be doing, you know, but you need to spend time with something if you want to master it, you know. Like there's too many opportunities. For example, you see you have a problem with spotting opportunities. I have problem with entering too many trades because I see opportunity everywhere. I see millions
Yeah,
of jobs.
I think it's not a problem of my time, but I spend enough time on the charts. But sometimes
Can I interrupt you for a few seconds, please?
No, man, you cannot interrupt me. I am totally kidding.
No,
dude.
in
Go
his
ahead.
chart, yeah, bro, cannot remove it. Kindly zoom in your chalk area. I have one question. Yeah, kindly zoom in. Yeah, hey Rob, man, he marked this chalk, but maybe I can mark this. This is my chalk area here. Yeah.
No, 1 minute. Yeah. See, like this is for me. I need to see that 15, and the 15 is hold on. Where is my annotate? So the 15 for me is up here. Until that high goes, there's really no disrespect of a level that should have you buying. This 1 minute chalk to me is not relevant until this 15 is disrespected. Because if you get a 1 minute chalk here and then it comes up here, if it doesn't break that 15, why wouldn't this happen? You don't know it's done going down. But when the 15 gets disrespected, you're like, okay, maybe there's some willingness to go up. If I can't find a 15 chalk, I'll cycle through and look for like a 14, 13, 12, but like something on the higher time frame needs to disrespect. A 1 minute disrespect because it tapped the 4 hour demand, that can't be enough to get involved in a trade. It might work for you the odd time, but ultimately you'll get burned.
So the thing that you were saying is I always have to wait for my 15-minute chart.
Well, you're in a bearish trend. You're coming down. Every time frame is bearish. Mm-hmm. Myself, personally, I want more confluence than a 1 minute chalk to start buying. Yeah. That's just me. Now,
no, but maybe that's the problem that I have. I think.
I would spend some time on the 15-minute chart and look at 15-minute zones, how they get respected, how they get disrespected. When something gets respected, find a trade. If something gets disrespected, find the cause of that disrespect and find a trade inside that zone. That's how I view the market. But with how heavily bearish you are, you want more than just a 1 minute chalk. The only thing you have going for you is you're heavily in discount. So I would be definitely looking for buys. But until that 15-minute supply fails or gets wicked above, I wouldn't even consider a buy. Like this chalk you have here is absolutely a chalk, but it's just not enough to get involved.
When do you plan to come and play the Carmen, bro? I'm all here waiting for you, bro.
What's
Come to
that?
the place. You say you're coming to play the Carmen? I think
Yeah, well, in the last few
I
years,
live
we've
over
been to
here.
Playa about 4 or 5 times. Like, I
I
love
live over
Playa.
here, bro. Hit me up when you come, all right? I'm gonna show you
For
some
sure,
around.
man. For sure, I love Playa. It's my favorite place in Mexico.
Thank you.
Honestly, honestly, it'll probably be another year till I travel. Like, I don't even want to be in an airport with the way the world is right now.
Why, bro? Are you so skeptical about?
Because getting back into my own country is nearly impossible right now.
Yeah, if
Where
you're
you,
not
where are you
vaccinated.
from, Rob?
Canada, it's harder
Oh,
to get back
Canada.
in than it is to leave.
Yeah. Well,
you-
if you're
you
planning to visit the Netherlands, then I will show you Amsterdam.
I've actually been to Amsterdam. I like Amsterdam.
Nice.
Did you took vaccine, bro? That's why you're not traveling, or what? You didn't took that shit?
That's pretty much, private reasons. I don't really want to talk about it.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry, bro. I just wanted to.
No worries. No worries. But we're gonna end this call here, guys. For those of you that are coming to Sunday's back testing session, sign up. I'll get that Zoom link out. My friend that's sharing the chart right now, I think you need to do some case studies, and I think you need to spend some time on the 15-minute
So
chart.
when we get the indicator, please.
I am trying to get that out. There is a couple errors with it. I'm actually, as soon as this Zoom call is over, I'm on a Zoom call with the programmer to get that out to you guys. Would have been out this weekend, but there's a couple of things that aren't functioning the way I want them to. But I'm hoping you guys will have it in the next day or two here.
Right, thank you, Rob. I will focus on what the things that you said. And
Yeah,
focus in
draw
on the
up
50
some
minutes.
case studies and post them in the case study section. Then at least I could critique your case studies and tell you what you're doing good and what you need to
Yeah.
focus on.
Yeah, perfect. We're gonna do this. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, you take it easy, and I will see you on Sunday.
Nice, Rob. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.